Let us solve the exercise number 3 in the part B of PHP MySQL lab. In this exercise, we are supposed to write a PHP program that implements a class to add and find difference between the two distance values given in feet and inches. Then they said that the user input has to be collected through the HTML form. They have given us a sample input and output. So in the input part, we are supposed to write an HTML form to collect the two distances, the distance 1 and the distance 2. And both the distances are given in feet and inches. So this is what they said. And the result has to be shown with the sum and difference. Now let's try to get some analogy between the feet and inches. Now, when we say 1 feet is equal to 12 inches. So you must remember that. So that means to say that this inches, whatever value you are typing over here, it cannot be more than 12. So if it is 12 here, if you say there are 12 inches are there, then you have to carry 1 to the feet. It is like if you have a clock. So if you have this clock here, then you know that there are 60 minutes are there. So you cannot say 1 hour and 75 minutes. This is not correct. The reason is in that case you have to say that 2 hours and 15, so not 25, 15 minutes. So this is because after 60, so you know that 1 hour means 60 minutes. So if you have a value which is more than 60, then you have to carry 1 to the other side, make it as 2, and whatever that difference between the 60 and 75, that you retain it as the minute. The same thing that you have to do it with the feet and inches. So if the value is more than 12, if the inch value is more than 12, then carry 1 to the next. Same thing when you are trying to subtract. Suppose say I'm just giving you some value. Let's say you are trying to subtract 5 inch and 5 feet and 8 inch, and the value that you want to subtract is 3 and 9, the one that is been shown over here. So you know that you cannot subtract 9 from 8. It's not possible. So what you have to do? You have to carry 1 to the other side. So when you carry 1 to the other side, this is not 18. It's not going to be 18. Remember, it is the value is 12 here. So when you carry something to the other side, the value that you are getting here is not 10. So generally you are familiar with that 10. 10 plus 8, you are going to say that is going to be 18 here. This is not the case. When you carry 1 to the other side, this is going to be 12. So this is going to be 12 plus 8. So that value will be 20. So this answer will be 20 when you carry 1 to the other. This is 20 minus 9. So 20 minus 9, you have to write it. So this is what is the idea that you have to follow it. Now the question is how am I going to achieve this result? You know that when you are trying to add two numbers, there may be a, so let's say when you, I'm just giving you some numbers over here, 5 and 5 feet and 7 inches, and let's say 6 feet and 10 inches. Now when you try to add these two numbers, so this is going to be 10 plus 7, that is going to be 17. But I cannot write 17 here because it is more than 12. So when it is more than 12, I have to carry 1 to the other side. Then subtract 12 from 17, that is going to give me 5 here. So the value that is retained over here is 5 and 1 is carried to the other side. So this is going to become 12 inches, 12 feet and 5 inches. So that is when you sum it. When you subtract something, that is when you find the difference, I cannot subtract 10 from 7. So I have to carry 1 to the other side. When I try to carry 1 to the other side, it is not 17. It is whenever you are borrowing 1 from the other side. So it is 5 minus 1, no doubt. So what is remaining over here is 4. But what is carried to the other side is 12. So this is going to be 12 plus 7. That is going to be 19. So this is 19 minus 10. So when you say 19 minus 10, the answer that is remaining over here is 9. Okay. Then 4 minus 6, you have to do it. Now, I don't know how you are going to do it now, this part. So that's not going to work out. But I am just, what I wanted to tell you is, when you borrow something from the other side, the borrowed value is 12. When you carry something to the other side, the carried value is 12. Okay. Now you notice that when you are trying to deal, if you deal with both feet and inches together, this is going to be a troublesome, because when you try to subtract, you have to sometime borrow, or when you add, you have to carry. What is the solution for that? Solution for that is, given the value of 5 feet and 8 inches or any value, you convert that thing, everything into inches. So in other words, I know that what is given here is 5 feet and 8 inches. So 1 feet means 12. So what I'm going to do now is, I'm going to say 5 into 12 plus 8. So plus 8. So what I did was, this 5, what I'm having here is, I convert this 5 into, this is inches. Remember, this part is, this is already in inches. So this, I'm going to just write it as inches. This is in inch, whereas this is in feet. So this is in feet. So this value is in feet. Let's assume that that is in feet. So feet is converted into inches. So when I multiply 12 into 5, what I get the answer is in inches. So I have, this is 60 plus 8. So the answer that I'm going to get is 68 inches. So 68 inches is 5 feet 8 inches. So if you divide 60 by 12, you are going to get, it goes 5 times. What is remaining is 8. So this 5 feet 8 inches is converted into completely inches. So I convert the feet value into inches, and then I perform the calculation. For example, let me just give you the idea in terms of Excel, because Excel has wonderful formulas which you can always use it very quickly. So let's say the first distance D is 3 feet 8 inches. Second distance is 8 feet 10 inches. So what I'm going to do is, remember this is in feet. So I am going to multiply 3 into 12. 3 into 12 plus 8. So 3 into 12 plus 8. So whatever that value I am getting, okay, that is 44. That I am writing. So entire thing is in inches. Similarly, 8 into 12. So I am converting the feet value into 12. I am multiplying it with 12 because I know that 1 feet is equal to, what is it? 12 inches. So I know that 1 feet is equal to 12 inches. So that is why I am multiplying 8 into 12 plus 10. If you do the real calculation, you get it as 106. So what I got is, both the values I got it in inches. Now I add them together. So this value is in inches. This value is also in inches. I converted this feet into inches by multiplying it with 12 by 8 with 12. So I got everything into inches. Then I add them together. So when I add this two value, I get 150. Similarly, I subtract those values. So when I subtract it, I get a minus 62. So I get both the values. Now these values are in inches. So I had the values in feet and inches. I converted them into inches. Now I got the result in inches. What I'm going to do is this inches, I'm going to convert them back to feet and inches again. So I take the feet and inches, I convert it to inches, do the calculation, and finally, whatever answer I get it, I then convert them back to the feet. How do I convert it to feet and inches? So given the values in inches, you know very well. You take 150. So 150 divided by 12. How many times 12 will go? 12 will go 12 times. Okay. Your quotient will be 12 point something will be there. Point something. I am not interested in a point whatever value you are getting. 0.4, point something you are going to get it. I want the integer part. That is from the quotient. When I divide this one, I will get it goes 12 times. 12 into 12 is 144. You know that. So 12 point something you are going to get it. I am not interested in that from the quotient. I am not interested in the fractions. I take the integer part. Okay, so I put this integer part, and then what is the remainder? 144. You remember, you know that 12 into 12 is 144. 150 minus 144 will be 6. That is what I am writing it here. What about this answer? 62. The idea is same. Ignore that minus sign just for the brevity of our explanation. So 62 is there. 62 divided by 12. So what is the quotient you are going to get it? It goes 6 times. So 6 into 6 point something you get it. 6 point. Let's say I'm just writing. I am not sure about this answer fractional part, but I just say that 6.55 you are getting some value you are getting it. But this I am not interested in the fraction part. I will only take the integer part from the quotient. And what is remaining? Remaining is if you do the calculation, your remaining is 10. When I divide by 6, it goes 6 times. 10, so 12 into 6. So that will be 52 plus 10 will be the remainder that I write it here. So this is the quotient and this is the remainder. And you know very well, in C, finding the remainder is very easy. In C, what you do is you use the percentage symbol. This is the remainder or modulus operator, remainder operator. Okay. What about the in C? You usually use int of integer value of, but we will not be using integer value. But if you are familiar with the Excel, Excel has the option of floor. Floor you can use it. The same story we are going to use it in the PHP. Now, let's go ahead and let's start. Once we know what we are supposed to do it, let's start with the project. Now, if you run this particular application, this is what you're going to get it. So you have the first distance, you have the second distance. When you say calculate, you get the answer. So let me try it one more time. So you enter the values. You enter the values and you say calculate. This is the answer you are going to get. This is the final output that you are supposed to get it. Let's go back to the NetBeans now. There are two ways in which you can solve the problem. Either add the files to the existing project. Okay. So for example, Anita has created her project and just right click and you go to your project, right click on the project name itself and then say add new web pages. So this is the option. Now because I have already done that thing, distance and my exercise EX3B, already done that. I'm going to create a new project, but my personal advice is do not start creating too many projects in NetBeans. Use the existing project, right click and add new pages to that. Now let's go back and let's create a new project. How do you create a new project? Go to the file and then say new project. Under the category, select PHP, and under the project, select PHP application. That's all you need to do it. Click next and give it a name. Let's say this is created by Ravi. A student called as Ravi has created this one. So you just click on next, and there is nothing to be done. You just click on finish, because of the you won't be able to do much there. Now under your project, this is the Ravi's project, let's say, and Ravi wants to add a file. So how is going to do it? He is going to click on this PHP, right click on it, and then say new, and then say web page. So just right click on the project name here. So whatever project name you have, just right click there and new web page. Done with that. Give it a name. I'm going to give it a name as exercise B3. This is the one that I'm going to use it, exercise B3. And as usual, NetBeans will add two lines of remark statement, which is of no use to us. So let us start with the distance calculation. So this is what you are supposed to do it. So let's start with the distance calculator. I'm going to say distance calculator. And I will remove this PHP for the time being. And let's go ahead and let's start with the h2 tag, and I'm going to say h2 and h2, and I'm going to say distance calculator, calculator. Done. Let me start with the form, because I have to submit something. So let's start with the form. Now I don't want the action with this for this form. I want the method. I'm only interested in the method. Generally I use the method post. So this is my form post and post. And if you notice that their output there, this is not formatted. So this is not formatted. So I'm not going to format it, because they have also not done it. I'm not going to do it. So the first one is a distance 1. This is what they have said, distance 1. If you notice here, distance 1. Then there is a break, and they have put something else. So I'm going to put a break here. Okay. Then you write the two things. One is the feet and other one is the inches. So let's write that feet, and you need a text box. So how do you get the text box? You say input type is equal to text. That's text. Let me give the name as this is the first distance. So I'm going to say f1, feet 1. That 1 means feet of distance 1. Similarly, inch 1, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to just say required. Okay, so required. This is done. After this, if you notice there is a break here, and it goes to the next line. So let's go put a break here. You say break here, and it is done. In the same way, I am supposed to get the inches. So let's go ahead and let's get the inches. I'm going to just copy this whole thing, Control C to copy it and Control V to paste it. Next one is inches. Okay, and again same thing, but the only difference here is I'm using the word I here. So this is I for inch and F for feet. So first distance F1 feet, I1 distance. So this is the two thing. In the next one, you notice that there is one extra line break is there. So let me put one line break here. Let me put one line break here. Now, whenever you are typing something, if you get too many options, like NetBeans is giving too many options, just press escape and it will vanish. Now, the same thing I'm supposed to do it. So I'm going to copy this whole thing, because you notice that this is the same thing, only distance and things are changing. So I'm going to copy this whole thing, Control C, go down and say Control V. This is distance to, done, and this is feet to, done, this is inch to, done. Okay, and what else we need is we need a button to calculate it. So let me put a button. Should I put one more? I think there is only one line separation is there. So let me say input, type is submit. Okay, name of it I'm going to just say btn, and I need a value. And what is the value? So according to them, value is calculate. What is shown on this is calculate. So I'm going to say calculate. I think C is in capital. C is in capital. Where is it? Okay, C capital, calculate. Get done. So let me save this one. Control S to save it. You know what is the keyboard shortcut. So the keyboard shortcut is CTRL plus yes. Control this one, or you just click on this one. Remember, if it is grayed, it means it is already saved. There is nothing much to be done. How do you run the project? To run the project, just right click anywhere in the blank area. There are a lot of blank areas there. Just right click on the blank area and you get the option to run this file. Shift F6, the keyboard shortcut is that, and this is what you are going to get it. I think one this is there. Just 1 minute. Where is that? Okay, one extra was there. Let me save it. Control S to save it, and just click here on the address bar. Just click here and just press enter. Okay, one extra is there. Oh, come on. Okay, one extra. Okay, done. If you notice, there is one extra was there. Okay, here. So that is what I am trying to avoid. Press enter, and that's it. So you put the distance. Okay, so you put the distance and then say calculate. And when you say calculate, you are supposed to get the answer. So when the answer must come, when you press the calculate button, the answer must come. What is the name of the calculate button? We have used BTN. So if this BTN is set, then start doing the calculation. So let me go ahead right at the top after the body. I'm going to put the PHP here, PHP, and let me put this PHP. And when am I supposed to do this? So if I'm going to say is set. Okay, what is the is set? Remember, I'm using the post method, so I will check in the post array. What is that I'm supposed to check? Whether that button is set or not. Okay, so this button, whatever you have it here, is set. Why didn't it closed on its own? Okay, let's see. Okay, so this button BTN, whether it is set. If it is set, you are supposed to do it. First of all, whatever the values that are typed here, that is feet 1, inch 1, feet 2, inch 2. These values, whatever that is done, I will shift them to the PHP. So first, these variables which are there in HTML, remember these are all in the HTML, they have to be taken to the PHP. How do you do that thing? So I'm going to create the variable. Remember, these are the PHP variable, and F1 must get the value from this text box. What is this text box? This text box has the name F1. Remember, F1 is a HTML name, but this one is a PHP name. So how am I going to get it? I'm going to say post, and what is that name of it? F1. That is the feet 1. Similarly, I have to do it for inch 1. So I'm going to just do it, and I'm going to say inch 1. I for inch. Again, this is I, not 1, inch 1. So this is 1 is I1, inch 1, inch 1. So I1. Okay. So this is for the first feet 1 and inch 1 is over. Similarly, feet 2 and inch 2 must be done. So let's get this feet 2 and inch 2 done. So you get feet 2, inch 2. You have to do the same thing here, feet 2, inch 2. You got all of them. So you got both of them. Now the question is, what am I supposed to do it? I'm supposed to do the calculation. But what is the difference? The twist in this story is you are supposed to implement a class. So there is the twist. So you need to create a class now. How am I going to create a class? To create a class, I'm going to go to this project. Okay, this is my project. So this is my project, and I know very well to add. I have to click on the project title. So right click on the project title and then say new PHP class. Get that thing. Okay. During your examination, if you get surprised and if you don't find the class here listed, then go to the others, and under this PHP category, you will find the class. This is a long way of reaching to the class. If it is not visible, when you right click, if it is not visible here in the new, if it is not visible, then go to the other and you type the select this class, click next, you will come to the same place. This is the same place that you would have come if you right click here and where is this, and then say new class, you will reach to the same thing. And what is the name? They have not given any name to this class. Let me call the name of this class is distance. So I'm creating a class called as a distance. Let me finish it up. So this is the distance class. As usual, NetBeans will add too many remark statement which is of no use to you. So just you close this one, and if at all you want, you can also close the PHP tag here, so that this is the class. I'm going to add two methods. That's all. So how do you add two methods? I'm going to say public function. See, I don't have to type anything. I can just select here. So use the arrow, up down arrow, or just double click on this one and it will do it. So if you are using the arrow, so let me say press enter, it will do it. What is the name of the function? Name of the function is add. Okay. It takes four parameters. What are the four parameters? First one is feet1, comma, dollar inch1, inch1, feet2, comma, inch2. Okay. Now, if you want, you can make this function as public. So if you want, you can just say public. Okay. So let's just to give that, just to tell the others that you know PHP. Okay. So add to one. What is the first thing that we did whenever we try to add it? See what was the story that we did here. The value given, this is feet1, this inch1, feet2, inch2. Whatever value that was given to us, we converted that value into inches. All this feet was converted into inches. How do you convert this feet into inches? Multiply it with the 12. Okay. How do you convert this feet into inches? Multiply it with the 12. Then add this 10. Then add this 8. You get this. Okay. So you get these two. So whatever values which were given in feet and inches, you converted in them into inches. Feet and inches, you converted them into inches. Once you convert them into inches, you find their sum. You find their sum. Okay. So let's do that thing. So what is the first thing? Feet, first feet into 12. F1, that is feet 1 into 12 plus inch. F2 into 12 plus inch. So let us try to find the total of these two. So let me go here and let's say total is, what is the total? Total is F1 into 12 plus I1. This is the first one. Feet 1 into 12, feet 1 into 12 plus inch. So you got this. Similarly, feet 2 into 12 plus inches. So you get the second one. So let me do that thing. Where is it gone? So let me do the same thing. There is a dollar missing here. Okay. So let me do the same thing. This is feet 1. Then this is feet 2. Feet 2 into 12. Feet 2 into 12. Remember, feet, where is it gone? Feet 2 into 12 plus inch. So you got that. Feet 2 into 12 plus inch. This is I2, not 21. I2. Okay, so this is where is it gone? This is feet 1, distance 1. This is feet 1, distance 1. This is feet 2, distance 2. Okay, got it. And then what did you do? What is the next thing you did? Next thing you did was everything is now in inches. So this is inches. This thing is in inches. This thing is also in inches. Then what did you do? Then you added them together. So you add them together to find the total. Now for brevity, I am going to say this is the first one, that is feet into inches. This one. Okay. Second one is this one. So just for the brevity, I am going to put a bracket here so that you will be able to do it. Understand better. So this is the first one, entire thing in inches. Second one, entire thing in inches. Add them together. So this is what you are doing. Entire thing into inches. This whole thing in inches. This whole thing in inches. Add them together. So add them together. This is what. How do you add them? You know very well. To add them, you just put plus sign. So you got it. Then you show the result. How do you show the result? How did they say? The result of what they are saying is sum and feet and inches. So let's start with that. So this is going to say return. This function is going to return. What is that? It's going to return sum colon. So look at how they said sum colon without space. There is without space colon. Okay. Then in Java, you know that if you have two strings and you want to add two more strings, you have two strings, you use the plus to concatenate two strings. If you want to add two strings, you use the plus. In PHP, you use the dot, that is spirit, to concatenate the string. So dot is used, not the plus is not used for concatenation. So if you want to combine two strings together in PHP, you use the dot. Now what is the, how did I get to this one, this part? You know what is the formula I used in Excel? I use the idea floor. Floor means the integer part. In your C, you used to write int of, in Java you might have written like this, int. So in C you might have typecasted it and say int of x, like this, integer value. How do you do that in PHP? You use the word floor. Floor is a built-in function. You just say floor. So this floor, notice that rounds down to the integer value. So floor, what is this? Floor of total divided by 12. So this is whatever value is there, 44, let's say, whatever value is there, 44 divided by 12. Okay, whatever answer you are getting, okay, say 3 something you are getting, 3 point something, take the integer part, don't take the fraction part. Okay, hope you get that thing. This is what I'm doing that. Where is it? So this is not required. So let's do that thing. So this is float of that. Then what else is there? If you look at here carefully, let me zoom in for you. So then what you have is this single quote is there. How do you put the single quote? First one is to concatenate. Put a dot. Concatenate. Remember, string is concatenated using dot. Then this is string. Whatever you write is a string. Now I don't want to write whatever. What I want to write is this single quote. So this single quote is put inside double quote. That means it is one string. Now I'm going to remove the spaces. Remember, double quote then single quote, then double quote. So this is double quote, then you have single quote, then this one. What is the result? Result is, suppose say, result is you get, suppose say the answer is 8, then you get 8 inches. So this single quote is coming because of that. After this, let me put a dot. After this, what else you have? Next is the inch value. How do you get the inch value? In the C, how do you get the inch value? In the C, if you want to get this inch value, what you are going to do in the C is, suppose if 144 is the answer, you say 144 mod 10, you get the remainder. Same story. We are also going to do the same thing. What you are going to say is this, in our case, this is total. This is not 144, this is the total. Total mod. What is the mod operator? You know that mod operator is this one. In PHP also mod operator is this one. This is the, so you got this 9, then single quote, then the mod remainder, then you have to put double quotes. Okay, so how am I going to put this double quotes? Again, concatenate. You know this, whatever you are writing is a string. In double quotes, whatever you write is a string. Now I don't want to write whatever. What I want to write is a double quotes. Now there is a major problem. What is the major problem? Major problem is you cannot have double quotes inside double quotes. So what to do in this case? You have studied C, and in C you know that if you want to have double quotes inside double quotes, then escape it. So escape this double quotes. I'm going to remove the extra space there. Remove this space. Remove this space. So you have a double quotes. Escape to double quotes, then double quotes. So that is done. Now one additional thing is you notice that after this there is one line is there, line break is there. After this there is one line break is there. Let me put that also. How to put this one? I think I'm going to put that line break here itself. After this, so single quote, escape to double quotes, then for brevity I'm going to just put BR. This BR. What is this BR? This is the line break that I want to achieve here. So this line break that you see here, there is one line here. That line break I am achieving it here. Put a semicolon. That is for the first function. What is the difference between the first function and the second function? In the first function, you get the total. Whatever answer was there, you convert it into inches. Whatever answer is there, whatever values input is given, you convert it into inches and then add. In the second case, whatever input is given, you convert it into whatever input that is given in feet and inches, you convert it into inches. Whatever input that is given in feet and inches, you convert it into inches, and then you subtract it. That's it. Only difference is you subtract it. So this function and this function, what is the difference? In one you add it, in the other you subtract it. So this is the whole function. I am going to select it because there is nothing to be done. The whole function has to be repeated. So you select this whole function, Control C to copy it. See to it that you don't go outside this class. Remember, the class starts here, class ends here. So don't go outside the class. So you have to be, one function is there and the second function is there. So two functions are there. You can't have the function with the same name. I'm going to say first one is add, second one is to subtract. Okay. So there are two functions are there. This is one function. This is the second function, and the whole thing is there inside the class. Okay, and this is PHP and this is PHP. Done. What is the difference here? Difference is only this one. So instead of plus, you say minus. In the first case, you say it is add. In the second case, you say it is subtract. It is that simple as that. Now there is one minor difference. And what is that minor difference? Minor difference is in the second case, they said the difference, not the sum. In the first case, they said sum. So in the second case, they said the difference. So I'm going to say difference. Okay, done. The rest of the things, there is nothing much to be done. So you got this function. You got this function. Sorry, you got this class. You created this class. Now this class has to be put back in this file. Okay. Now suppose if you close this file, by mistake if you close this file, what to do? Go to your project, double click on the file name, not the text here, the icon. Suppose this project is not visible, go to the window and you get this project. So you can double click on here to get to that one. Okay, done. Now first of all, let us include that file. This file has to be included. So how do you include? Remember, my class is there. This class, whatever is there, this class has to be included in my ex3b file. So how do I include this one? Remember, do it before if. You can do it after if also. There's nothing much to be done. I'm going to do it before if. Okay, so I said the before if. So how to include it? The word is included, sir. Include, press enter. Okay, and what is a file name? Remember, the NetBeans will add the uh, things for you. So just keep your cursor here in the middle, control and space. Press the control and space. So you press the control and space. Select the file name. What is the file name? Distance. My class name is distance. Select it, press enter. So that's it. You get the one. Okay. So if you didn't get it, so this is how you are doing it. You just say include. Okay. And control space it. Select the file, press enter. You got this file included in your project. Then you can start using that particular file. Okay. So we are done with that. Let's do the calculation. So how do you do the calculation? So let me do the calculation. I'm going to say first one is I need to create the object of this class. First thing is I need to create the object of this class. Okay. So how do you create the object of this class? It is better you save this project by clicking on before you do anything. It is better you just click on save to save this project. This also save it. Control S to save. Okay. So I'm going to say the class name is dist is the object name. New distance. You know, you are familiar with the Java. You create the object of this class. You create the object of this class. So I created the object of this class. Okay, done. Now call the two methods. So what are the two methods? So I am supposed to find the sum. Sum is what is the name of the class? Name of the class is distance. The name of the object is distance. So distance, then arrow. First method is add. NetBeans will do the needful thing. F1, I1, F2, I2. So see to it that this is the first parameter, set of parameter, first distance. This is the second distance. Done. Similarly, put a semicolon. Similarly, you say difference. Let me say def. Object name is a distance. I have taken the object name distance. So this is my object name. This is the object name. This is the object name. Arrow, and then I say subtract. Press the tab, and then NetBeans will do the needful thing for you. So you have F1 first distance, F1 feet and inches, second one feet and inches. Done. It is done with it, and then we are supposed to show the result. Now the result has to be shown only when you click on this one. Now when the result, they have the word result in h2 tag. So I'm going to create one more variable, and I'm going to say a result is equal to, I'm going to write in h2 result slash h2. This is the text that I have to show. This is the text that I am supposed to show before showing the result. Okay, so that is what I said results. They said results there. Okay. And one thing you must understand here is all these variables, which are the variables, the sum, distance, and result, they appear only if the if condition is true. When is if condition is true? When somebody clicks on the button. What if somebody does not click on this button? These variables don't come into existence. Now, if you try to use the variable before they are there in the scope, you get undefined variable. So to avoid that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say first one result res is equal to sum is equal to difference is equal to double quotes. So what is this? I will keep this one separate here. So what is that I have done? I have taken the result, I have taken the sum, I have taken the difference. All of them are initialized with the blank. And you notice that initialization is done regardless of the if statement. So regardless of the if, they just get initialized. So you have to do it, otherwise you get undefined variable error. So you have to initialize them and then use them. Now let's go back and let's look at where is that we are supposed to get the output. So we are supposed to get the output after the calculate button. So after this calculate button, we are supposed to get it. So let's go to the our HTML part here. So after this input, that is the calculate, I'm not going to go into the form here. I will leave that form. So after this form, we are supposed to do it. So after this form, let's start doing it. What is the first thing? I'm going to use the PHP expression tag here. What's the first thing? First thing is I'm going to show the result. Okay, I'm going to use Control C one more time. What is the next thing? Next thing I'm supposed to show the, where is it? I'm supposed to show the sum. Where is the variable name? The variable name that I used is sum. Next one is the difference. So I'm going to use the variable name sum. Next one, Control V, is the difference. Done. Okay, done with it. Okay, see to it that you save both the files before you venture into it. And very important thing, you have to either run it or go here and press on this one and press enter. Remember that entire file has to be reloaded. Don't just say refresh or back. It is not going to work. Just click here and refresh it. Let me put the values here. Okay, and I'm going to say calculate. And I get the I2 when I think I got some problem here. I2 dollar, I think I made a mess there. What is this I2? Where is it? Let me see. Okay, so I2 in line number 18. I think it is not here. I1 I2. Where is this I1 I2? Oh, sorry. What a mess. See, what I've done here is I went one step ahead and I did I3 here. So this is sorry, this is I2. Sorry, that is a typo there. Okay, this was I2. I made it as I3. Okay, that's why it is just saying that what is that? You are not trying to use something which is not there. Let me press again and then I'm going to fill it one more time. And you got the result. I think we need one more break here. I think we need one more break here. It didn't work there. Break didn't work there. Okay. So let's try to do it. Okay. I think just the thing is, I'm going to remove this break from here. Sorry, this I'm messing up the thing. I will remove this break here because there's no point in putting the break here because we are in HTML world. So I'm going to remove that break. I removed break from both the methods here. Break was there, I removed it. From the distance class, I removed that break. Okay. Now I'm going to go to my HTML, and I think HTML it is much easier. I need break here. Just put break, done. Okay. So put a break here and you get the break. Okay, so let's try. I think I need one more break there. Done. Let me try and press enter and let me fill the value. Okay, you get that. So I put two breaks here. That's simple as that. And what did I do is I removed this break from here. The reason I did was I think that's not really required. Break in the PHP. Why to put HTML in PHP? Okay. Just make PHP separate, and so you get this one. There is one minor problem. Again, what's the minor problem? What's the difference between your output and their output? In their output, they are getting, where is it? They are getting the result, no doubt. They are also getting the result. You are also getting the result. Okay, but their values are retained. Your values are not retained. So you need to retain your values. How to retain your values? Again, this is a step that you might have done it before. So I go here. First one, initialize them. I initialize all the variables. First one is F1. Then second one is I1, F1, sorry, F2, I2. All of them initialized to blank. So that means initially, regardless of the if statement, they get the blank values. And then use them in the feet and distance. So you need to get them here, right? So how do you get them? So use, you know very well, there is something called as a value. So you have, what is a value? Value, again, I'm going to use the PHP expression here. So what is the value? Value of this one is F1. What about the value of the second? I'm going to use Control C to copy it. What is the value of this one? Is I1. This is F1. This is I1. F2, I2. I'm doing that thing. So I'm going to go here and I will say this is F2, F2. Control V to paste it. This is, I'm going to remove all these things. I2. So you get F1, I1, F2, I2. You get that thing. Okay, save it. Very important thing. Click here, press enter, reload the entire page, or you can right click and run it. It's one and the same. Let me put the values. Click enter. The values are retained. The only thing that you will notice, not this one. What is there is only thing that you are going to notice here is the first answer for the same value. You get 9.5. In the second answer, what the difference they are getting is 5.8, which is I feel is not correct. The reason is if you subtract 3 from 5, you cannot get to the value as 5 itself. Okay. So this is 5.8. This is 5.8 subtracted by 3.9. You cannot subtract 9 from 8. So borrow 1 from here. When you borrow, this is 12. Remember, 12 plus 8 is 20. So 20 minus 9. What is the value you must get is 11. You get this value 11. So you borrowed 1 from 5. What is remaining is 4. 4 minus 3 is going to be 1. And that is what you are getting here. Okay. So in my case, the answer is correct. So there, I think because of some reason, they are just showing this value. Okay. This is what you are supposed to do. That's all in this exercise. Thank you for your interest. We will meet again in the other exercise. Thank you.